Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 302 Sports. It's Friday night, Henlopen Conference football, and we're in Greenwood, Delaware. Actually, we're in the suburbs of Greenwood, Delaware, at Bridgeville High School for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders homecoming, as they will host the Lake Forest Spartans in a big Southern Division game down here in Sussex County, Delaware. And joining me tonight is Sean Brennan. And Sean, this is Week 7. Week 7, that's where we find out who's going to be home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We're going to start finding out who makes the state tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Things are starting to really heat up, too, with the big upset win last week that Milford had over this Woodbridge Blue Raider team. You know, put them in the mix for a Henlopen Conference championship. It's pretty impressive. Delmar right now playing really well. Up north, Friends is playing really well. AI is playing well. It's going to be really interesting because somebody decent is going to be kept out of this tournament.
You know, we've been doing the picks all week. Unfortunately, folks, we will not have the picks for you this week. We had some sound difficulty, and I don't want you to hear the ringing of the microphone over the air tonight. And I don't want the bad feed on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have the picks for you. We did them, but we don't have them. But each week we talk about the picks, and there's two teams that my son Trey, who does the picks with me, he talks about each week. It's Sussex Central and it's Delmar.
Yeah.
He says they're quietly building the resume, and they both like to grind it out, and you got to be careful of those two teams.
Well, I think definitely with Smyrna beating Central last week, they've taken control of the top tier of that division. But Central has definitely been solid and consistent all year. They have an amazing defense that gets after you. They protect the football. What's interesting, one of the few true wing T teams still alive in tournament play.
Right.
When you look at an offensive standpoint, which I thought was pretty interesting, as you look through those teams, not very many Delaware wing T type offenses anymore. I really like Central a lot. And Coach Wells, year in and year out, is always making a run for the playoffs.
We'll get back to playoffs in a minute. Let's talk about Lake Forest and Woodbridge. And Lake Forest run a little bit, looks like some eyes, some bones. They like to option, and they like to run trap.
Well, the thing that they like to do is they like to control the football, and then with some blocking, hopefully rip one, a long one. They did that a couple weeks ago. Against Tatnall, they had some really big plays offensively, but they've had a little bit of a disappointing season, though, Benny. They're 2-4 on the year. They had high hopes for this season because they only graduated 8 players last year from the team. The offense is struggling. They're only averaging 21 points a game. The defense is killing them, though. They're giving up 32 points a game.
Right.
So, I mean...
And they're the top team. If they can get it together, they have athletic ability.
Yeah.
If they can get it together, they could disrupt the season for a Woodbridge or a
Well, I think what really makes this game interesting tonight, even though, we get into statistics even more as the game goes on, but I think what really makes this an interesting game is Woodbridge losing last week to Milford.
Right.
This becomes now a hiccup game because they have enough athletes on the Lake Forest side that if you're not mentally ready, and in talking with Coach Bell just a little bit ago, they had some distractions earlier this week. If you're not ready to play this game, they're going to be well coached enough, and Freddie Johnson and his staff, and they have enough athletes that they could knock off the Woodbridge Blue Raiders tonight. So pretty interesting.
Let's talk about our Dream Scouting Report Network players to watch tonight, and for the Lake Forest Spartans, big two-way lineman, number 70, Christian Redmond. I was out to practice on Tuesday. I talked to Coach Freddie Johnson. He said this kid's having a great year. He's the tackle position on both sides of the ball. He's just having for a senior. He said he's really impressed with the way this kid's been playing. That's going to be key. He's a big boy. He's a 300-pounder. Yeah,
and it's always nice to give the big dogs some press here, and he's going to be interesting to watch. And his size against Woodbridge's size on defense could be an interesting matchup.
And the other player to watch, the former quarterback, number 2, Ellie Harden. Last year after the Woodbridge game switched to the running back, and another senior, and a kid that could be key in this game. He's a good slashing type running back, and he could be the kind of guy that can put points on the board tonight if their defense can come through and maybe win a game for them.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Him and number 3 running back Nick Lane, they're 2 quality backs that can lead this physical run game as long as the offensive line can stay away from making mistakes, and that's kind of what's hurt this ball club. There's a lot of mistakes up front. So you know what, Benny? I also I also like number 36, Xavier Owens. He's an all-conference linebacker who's having a pretty decent year, and I look for him to be really aggressive tonight and shut down this Woodbridge running game.
And for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders, Dream Scouting Network. Players to watch for tonight. We've watched this kid for 2 years. He started as a freshman, unfortunately broke his ankle and didn't get to play in the state tournament. But he has been their stud linebacker. This is his third season. He's a junior. Number 44, Brock Keeler.
He brings the wood, leads the team with 58 tackles, also has 2 fumble recoveries. He is a beast in the middle. Had a really good game last week against Milford, and we'll talk a lot as the game goes on about Brock Keeler.
And number 8, Jamon Kane. He hasn't had the game yet that we saw from him last year. He's due.
Yeah, but
he's going to come late in the year, but he's a guy that he could break out for the rest of the season and put Woodbridge right back in the state tournament.
But they've been solid. Like, he's averaging 72 yards a game. Okay, he's second in the team in touchdowns with 5. He leads the team in rushing with 434 yards. This year, though, they've had a few other running backs to step in to actually balance out the dishing of the balls. But also, Woodbridge has thrown the ball a lot this year, too. One of the guys that I'm interested in seeing tonight, Benny, number 10, Mike Brewer. He leads the team in touchdowns with 9, receiving with 13 catches. He's earned 405 total yards for the season. But last week, he was held to just 27 total yards versus Milford. He has to come out ready to play. Absolutely.
A little bit of Mike Brewer trivia.
Here you go.
A little bit of Mike.
He's a wrestler.
No, absolutely not a wrestler. Guess what his first grade teacher was?
Your wife.
Standing next to you.
Absolutely.
Camera lady.
There you go. Hey, I'm 3 for 3 on your
first grade teacher.
3 for 3 on your trivia questions.
That wasn't a trivia. That was just that's background, I guess I should call
I got you.
Folks, we're going to go to the timeout. You're watching the Set All Concepts pregame show on the Henry Conference Friday night game of the week.
I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On and Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon.
And welcome back to the Set All Concepts pregame show with Benny Mitchell and Sean Brennan. And you're watching the Lake Forest High School Marching Band. And Sean, let's get back to our talk about state tournament. We'll stick right here with Division II. And I was talking to Jed Bell before the game, and it's going to come down to Week 10. And it might come down to strength of schedule this year.
Yeah, I mean, Milford, again, I keep bringing them up, but they've played 3 Division I schools. They're getting bonus points out of all those games, whether they win them or not. So instead of 4 points that you would get for playing a Division II school, Milford's going to actually get 6 points, and they play 3 Division I's.
Counting the points, if throw out the conference championship, because that makes a big difference.
Well, that's your automatic bid, absolutely. But that's the easiest way to get in the tournament.
With no conference champion right now, because that's not going to be decided until at least Week 9.
Right.
Delmar plays Woodbridge.
Yep.
If the tournament were today with no conference champions in, Milford wouldn't be in.
No,
they're missing by a point.
Yep.
And what throws everything off is Wilmington Friends' 9-game schedule moves them to the number 17.
Yep.
Even though they're one of the lowest teams in total points. But when we say lowest teams in total points, you're talking 28, 23, 22, 20, 19, 18.
Right, but their points are factored in off of a 9-game schedule versus everybody's 10.
So now they come in with a 3.6. So right now, Wilmington Friends is probably going to get in the tournament. Their next big game is probably Tower Hill, and I mean that could be a game that throws them in or out.
Yep.
Ada on fire. They beat Howard tonight, and they're probably going to be the Blue Hen Conference champions. They still have Glasgow to go.
But they are so explosive.
big game up north tonight, DMA and St. Mark's. It's going to be a huge game tonight as far as they go. And I think the team that might sneak in.
Well, honestly, you know what? And I'm being honest, because St. Mark's still has Salesiana to play.
Right.
If St. Mark's loses the DMA tonight, they could be on the outside looking in this year as well.
I think a team that, looking at their schedule left, is probably going to sneak in and go out in round one is Conrad.
Yep.
They have 22 points, and DMA is none that I see a team that, but they've faltered before in the last few games of the season. So we'll see how they play out. But you're looking at Howard. They started out the season with a big win over St. George's. They're sitting on the bubble. Caravel, they got some games coming up. They're sitting on the bubble. Glasgow's in trouble.
Yeah, Glasgow definitely is in trouble. They're, 2.67 or something trying to get in, and it looks like you're going to need at least a 3-3, something like that to get in. So, I mean, they're struggling, and they have some tough games coming up.
And
Archmere's another one that.
So now we get back to the easiest way in is win the Hell Open South.
Absolutely.
And the past 4 years, the two teams here tonight are the guys that have owned that. Lake Forest for 2 years, Woodbridge for 2 years. And now you got Milford with the big win last week, but they're going to come up big Week 9 showdown down at Delmar. It's going to be on the road, and then should Delmar win that game, they got to come here in the conference title. It could be on the line.
Could be on the line.
Tie.
Yeah.
We almost saw that last year.
We did. It's what you love about Friday Night Football,
Division 1, a little more clear-cut.
Yeah.
Middletown, they play Upper Darby tonight. Middletown should be the number 1 seed, even no matter what happens there.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I'm just going to cut you off. Who's the defending state champion? The Smyrna Eagles.
Right.
The Smyrna Eagles, they're going to be in the finals. That is the best. The
only way I can see that not happen is if they have to Middletown in the semis, who they've already lost to. And they still have Salesiana to play.
Still got to beat Smyrna twice.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely.
I mean, they beat them once, okay?
Hey, I'm a Smyrna fan.
Hey, I'm telling you what, I really admire what they got going on up there, and they are improving every week. Now, I know the passing game isn't what it used to be, but they've been spoiled in Smyrna for the past couple of years.
Take that back, you could say the same thing about Woodbridge.
Sure.
Defending 2 state champs.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, they got beat by Milford, but that could be a semifinal first-round game possible.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Division 2 seems to get shaken up a little more. But back to Division 1.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I looked at those standings and I saw Central above Smyrna.
How about Hutch?
Yeah.
And that could weigh out.
We saw them week 1.
With more points.
We saw a Hudson team week 1. They're big. They were a little out of conditioned. Central was really well conditioned and well coached, but they've turned it on, the Hodson Silver Eagles, since that game.
Played today with not figuring conference champions. The number 6 seed would be the Polytech Panthers.
Yeah, how about it?
They got a road to hoe here down. They've got 4 tough games.
They got a big one tonight.
Sussex Central tonight. They got Sussex Tech left. They have Smyrna left. And a Dover team that me and Trey have said they're going to spoil somebody. Dover is going to spoil somebody's season.
Yeah.
They have that kind of talent. Just the things haven't fallen in place yet.
Well, they had some injuries early on in the season as well that made it really difficult, for them to get their season jump-started. And once you get off to that slow start, it's really tough to make the tournament. The team that I'm really most surprised with, Benny, William Penn. What happened to the Colonials?
Yeah.
They were supposed to challenge Middletown, for Flight A. And
by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And shut out.
And just not getting it done. And, that's a shocker to me. St. George's, their first year up, in the Division 1. It's good to see them getting better.
The winner of tomorrow's, or actually is it tonight? Tomorrow's St. George's William Penn, or the winner of next week's St. George's William Penn game is probably going to be your number 6 seed in the state tournament.
Yeah, with bonus points and everything else. Yep.
So, folks, we're going to take another commercial timeout. We'll be right back with the Soto Concepts pregame show.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare in a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach and Lewis, Delaware. See you soon.
And welcome back to Greenwood, folks. Woodbridge High School for the big Lake Forest, Woodbridge, and Lippin Conference Southern Division football game tonight. And we're going to go to Gators, keys to the game. The Gators X's and O's. Sean, tell us what Lake Forest has to do to win this game tonight.
Well, number one, they have to win the time of possession. That was a big key in Milford's win last week. I think Woodbridge only touched the ball maybe 2 or 3 times the entire second half. So they got to win the time of possession. That means move the ball, triculate the ball down the field, as one great coach once said. Right. Next, they got to win the special teams. All right, Woodbridge has been very explosive all year on special teams. They had a kick return last week for a touchdown. They beat Friends on a muffed punt return and was able to regain the ball at midfield, then stole momentum and went down and scored. So Lake tonight, you cannot forget about your special teams. Third, no big plays over 20 yards. You cannot have this Woodbridge team start to feel good about themselves. For the Woodbridge Blue Raiders, create something positive early. You just got upset on the road last week. Here you are in front of your home crowds. Get out early. Get out early. Get that momentum going. Get this crowd going, because you know it's crazy here when things are going well. Number 2, find balance on offense. They were really one-dimensional last week. I think they only threw the ball about 8 times. They were 2 for 8 in passing last week. So they need to find some balance on offense. It can't be so one-dimensional. And then third, win the money down. Get off on third down. Last week, Milford was able to continue drives on third down. They cannot allow that to happen tonight, because we know that Lake Forest wants to ground and pound tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the X's and O's for our game tonight.
Folks, couple of our sponsors for tonight. Number 1 is our out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Barclays Heating and Air, the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll update you some scores. We'll get to some games of interest here in a few minutes. And now it's time for the Green Blade Irrigation and Turf Care Turf Report. And it's, folks, we're playing on a Bermuda grass field. And the temperature's dropping. It was about 75, 76 we got here in Sean.
It's 66 degrees right now, Benny. You know, this is my favorite thing that we kind of do all night. It's like I love being a weather guy. 66 degrees, 0% chance of rain. We got a 1 mile an hour wind. I don't think it's going to be a factor tonight, folks. Feels like 66, 48% humidity. And our barometric pressure is at 30 degrees and holding steady. 10 miles of visibility tonight.
That's your Green Blade Irrigation and Turf Care Turf Report, serving Kent County, Delaware. And folks, at the end of tonight's game, we will select a Louis Pizza Player of the Game as the Blue Raiders come on the field. The Louis Pizza Player of the Game. And last week, Sean, 2 defensive guys from Cesar Rodney. That's what kind of game it was.
Yeah, we had defense a couple of weeks ago, too. Love me my Louis, though.
Some games of interest tonight, Sean. Going around the state. Big game in Georgetown at the Castle. 5-1 Polytech, 5-1 Sussex Central. How big's that?
Oh, really? I'm interested to get scores on that game, because I want to know how good is Polytech. I mean, 5-1. What a great year they're having.
Cesar Rodney 3-3, Sussex Tech 3-3. The loser, without a doubt, stayed home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, you've said it all. I don't have anything to add to that game.
Howard 4-2, Ada-Pont 6-0. They're right down the road from each other, right outside.
Big rivalry game.
It's a rivalry game, and this could very well be for the Flight B title.
Yeah, absolutely, and AI needs this. There's a lot of hype right now on that AI Tigers team right now, and this would be a good stepping stone for them to go 7-0.
Also up in Wilmington tonight at Baynard Stadium, 3-3 William Penn and 4-2 Slays Am. And don't let that 4-2 Sally's fool you. That's Middletown and Father Judge.
Yeah, both are amazing football teams. Father Judge being up there by Philadelphia. Look, William Penn Sally's, you could throw the records out when those two play. I've had an opportunity to coach in that game for a lot of years, and it will be a slobber knocker of a game.
And that's tomorrow, some game we will cover. 1-5 Indian River at 2-4 Laurel, 1 p.m. kickoff for homecoming. And Sean Larimore, the superintendent, brings back the 1987 state champs 30 years ago this year. St. George's 3-3, Concord 2-4 tomorrow. St. George's had their state tournament has started.
Yeah.
They have to start winning.
Yeah, they have to win out.
And then a big game tomorrow night.
That's
Saturday
the big
night.
one. Yeah.
St. Mark's 5-1, DMA 5-1 could very well be for an at-large berth in the state tournament.
And nobody with home field advantage because
playing at Baynard.
They're playing at Baynard.
And then tonight, another game. We didn't miss it, folks. the Cape and Lopen at 2-4, Milford at 4-2, and showing just some quick little some facts here about this game. Is you were there. Milford won a state title in 2008.
Yeah, it was an awesome experience.
Got beat by a 3-6 Cape and Lopen team this year.
Yeah,
that year. So this is a game we talked about it. It's not a rivalry between Milford and Cape. They are bordering districts.
Yeah,
and you get that Slaughter Neck, Ellendale, Lincoln. And they want to show out for the family.
As big of a rivalry game as William Penn Sally's is, Smyrna and Middletown, Cape Milford, huge game tonight. I was there when Cape Henlopen came back and beat us. We threw a screen on 3rd and forever, and they definitely won the game that day. A little pick six.
So, folks, we're going to cut away to the national anthem. We'll be right back with the Lake Forest Spartans and the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. We are at homecoming at Woodbridge High School in Greenwood, Delaware. Folks, we'll be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And welcome back to Woodbridge High School, folks. That was the Woodbridge Chorus singing our national anthem. It's homecoming here in Bridgeville, and 2 years in a row we've got to do homecoming, and they need to coordinate this thing with Apple Scrapple.
Oh man, I'll tell you, I could go for a scrapple sandwich right now. Stop talking about food.
So I believe we've had the coin toss. It looks like Lake Forest is going to be kicking off, and the Woodbridge Blue Raiders will get first crack. Woodbridge comes into the game 5-1. Like I said, their 18-game winning streak snapped last week at Milford. And then they're the defending state champs. So until they're beat, Sean Brennan, they're the champs.
That's what I say. Although
So
last week they did not. I know you weren't there. You were at the Cape game, but I was there. And offensively, they just did not get it going at all. Defense didn't play bad, but the offense.
They just some mental mistakes that put them in bad field position all night long. Pick in the end zone, try to run it out.
Well, you know what the thing was, they had 1st and goal from the 5 or 3 and didn't get in. And then when it was 4th and maybe an inch, and they lost the yards, made a big difference.
So game is underway.
Folks, they onside kick it on purpose. That way they can't return it.
Right. We're seeing a lot more of that.
Sure.
In high school football.
Yep.
And I keep saying, put your athletes on the field. And
absolutely. Well, you know if a coach really believes it's 1/3 of the game.
Right.
And
Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. Quarterback Troy Haynes under center I formation. And slot to the top of the screen. That's going to be a toss to number 6, Richard Massey. And he's going to carry some tackles down for a first down for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. The Woodbridge looking for the outside game early on.
Yeah, it looked like there were some missed tackles that time. Guys trying to fill the alley that time and just ran right by it. Massey's a hell of a running back.
Yes.
He's averaging 6.2 yards a carry this season.
Again, 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. And go a little bit of a wing T formation with a slot to the right. And it's going to be Haynes rolling out the left-hander.
He's open.
Field. He's got Mike Brewer just out of his reach. And Mike Brewer had a step or two on the defender.
That was a well-thrown ball.
And he was under pressure because he's rolling right. He's a left-handed quarterback.
The only thing, Haynes took a big hit at the end of that throw. He's got a little limp going to him right now. I'd really like to see Brewer go up with 2 hands and make that play. That wasn't a bad ball at all.
Sometimes I think Haynes is coy. He did this at Wilmington Prince, took a huge hit, limped around, came back in, and threw a touchdown pass.
Right.
There we go. 2nd and 10 for the Blue Raiders at their own 43-yard line. And I formation slot to the right.
Lake has nobody in the middle of the field. They have really...
Kane up the middle. He's got the first down and more. He's going to take it down inside to the 25, to the 20, call it the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders.
Once the Blue Raiders got to the second level, it was off and running.
Yeah.
There was no one in the middle of the field.
Last year we talked about how he's similar yardage this year, but last year it was a lot of big touchdown runs.
Yeah,
this
long
year
ones.
He's grinding it out and not scoring as much, and we're waiting for the breakout game where he starts taking off with the ball.
Well, that's the thing. He gives you that potential that he can take it to the house at any moment.
I formation, Brewer in the slot to the right with Westcott at split end. And it's going to be, in the backfield, fumble recovered by number 36, Xavier Owens, the guy you talked about. And somebody was going the wrong way, Sean.
Win the turnover battle, right? There you go. Check 1 right now.
Yeah, talking about that Cape Milford game tonight, we talk about letdown weeks. And, Milford has to be careful of the letdown game.
Absolutely.
Woodbridge has to be careful of the letdown game.
That's what I was saying.
Excuse me, Woodbridge.
Yeah, I mean, Woodbridge right now, they were feeling good about themselves. They need a big stop right here, change the momentum.
1st and 10 for Lake Forest. Deshaun Bizzle at quarterback. And it looks like a little bit of broken bone action there, Sean, inverted bone. And that's going to be motion by number 3, Lane. And that's a carry up the middle, gain of maybe 3 yards on the play. And
that Lake Forest O-line, did you see that push?
Yeah, they're big. They're a big group.
They're getting some push.
That was number 21, Isaiah Johnson on the carry. Freddie Johnson must be a Penn State fan. Drop the baby blue, drop the gold. That's the Penn State road uniform out there.
Yep.
2nd and 7 for the Spartans. And it's going to be a handoff to number 2, Ellie Harden. He's got a first down and drags a couple of tacklers, and he goes out of bounds. He's going to have a first down close to midfield at their own 46-yard line. So right away, 2 guys we talked about in the pregame are having an impact.
Having a game. Having a game, absolutely. And, hey, ground and pound, moving the chains. The clock's going tick, tick, tick.
Offense being defense.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 at their own 46 for the Lake Forest Spartans. Owens, number 36, comes out here at the split. High formation. It's going to be a handoff to, that looks like Johnson. It's a no gain on the play. Tackle made by number 10, Michael Brewer.
You're going to call his name a lot tonight.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that kid is a player.
So while we're talking Southern Division, how about Seafood? First Henlook Conference win since 2012 last week as they beat Indian River.
I'm so proud of those kids. They work hard every day,
Like everybody else.
and for years, they just haven't had the horses.
And that's going to be a handoff to Harden, and that's
Too much penetration.
There was more Red Blue Raiders in the backfield than there was.
Way too much penetration. That time, the offensive line just kind of stood up.
Number 9, come on, Massey, lead on that tackle there.
Woodbridge did a really good job of coming off blocks.
3rd and 10 for Lake Forest.
This is what we talked about. Win the money down.
Absolutely right.
Win the money down. This is what they didn't do last week.
We're changing the play. The quarterback got about halfway out, turned around, and Nelson was coach, so we'll see what happens here. 3rd and 10 for Lake Forest. And we're going to have a whistle on the play. Timeout, Lake Forest. And I said, Sean, something was going on. The quarterback ran back with the play, got a message from the coach. Obviously, something was changed, and they didn't line up correctly.
You hate to make a timeout this early in the first quarter, but it's a huge play. And this is 3rd down. You're at midfield. You have the momentum. You're going on a nice drive. You got to make sure everybody is on the same page, because if you can get out to that early start, and this team here who has a lot of experience coming back, remember we said they only lost 8 players from last year's team. If they can feel good about themselves being on the road, they have an opportunity to be in this ball game. So I'm really okay with them calling timeout.
Sean, I want to welcome back our stat man, Dave Marvel. Had to take the week off last week with some family issues, his wife having surgery, and we welcome him back.
Yeah, it's always great to have Coach Marvel.
We just sit up here in the press box and stare at each other.
Yep, he's out there counting his fingers.
For Lake Forest. And it's
Play action pass.
Out to the right.
There's no one open.
And he's sacked.
That was great coverage. No one was open. They tried to slip a back into the flats, and then they ran a deep flag route. Everything was covered.
Keeler and come on, Massey. And I've talked to we just have never had a chance to talk about this Keeler kid. And he's been just huge in his defense for 3 years. He's a quiet impact player.
He has 58 solo tackles this year. That's 9.7 a game. But here's the thing that really impresses me about Keeler. He has 9 tackles for loss. He gets after it.
Punt is off. And it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Woodbridge ball.
You mentioned Keeler and Massey. Massey's 3rd on the team in tackles, Benny. He's got 27 tackles.
The thing with Keeler last year was, with that front 4, he didn't have to blitz.
No, and that front 4 got all the attention.
Now this year he's being called on the blitz a little more.
Yeah.
And now we're finding out how good this kid really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, there was some Keelers that I went to school with at Sussex Central. I'm sure it's the same family.
Somewhere down the line.
1st and 10 for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. They're throwing 29-yard lines. No score here in the first quarter with 8:36 to play. And it's going to be a handoff to Kane, and he's got some running on the right side, brought down by number 3,
Nicholas Lane.
That was a "oh no you don't" tackle there.
Yeah, Nicholas tried to do a good job of setting the edge. The difference was Kane just ran around him, but Lane showed some really good, catch-up speed.
Watching Kane, he's got that I call it the giddy-up step.
Yeah, he does.
He's running right along, and that next step is that's the afterburner.
The dead leg. He gives you that dead leg, and then it kicks in.
2nd and 3 for the Blue Raiders.
That old car that's just missing.
Right. But it's just enough to get you away.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a handoff to Massey. He's bottled up in the backfield, and he's going to take a loss. And that's Owens again finishing off the tackle. Looked like he ran to the back of his own tackle there, Sean.
Owens did a really good job of flying downhill that time. Also, Blake Thompson really closed the hole and forced it to bounce out that way.
I was at Lake Forest practice on Tuesday, and they're having a rough season, but they were still positive out there and having a good time. A lot of times when you're at that 204, you got kids that are already hanging up and waiting for basketball tryouts or wrestling tryouts or something.
Well, Freddie does a good job of keeping things in perspective. He knows that there's more to coaching football than just wins and losses.
3rd and 7 for the Blue Raiders.
Oh.
And we're having offside. That's Logan. We watched him a few years ago. And then has a younger brother that I'll tell you may be the best of the bunch. And he's going to get out.
Nowhere to go.
The 35. Finish off by number 55, Blake Thompson.
Having a good game so far. He's been getting after it. Breast cancer awareness.
He even trimmed the W.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it looks really nice. I guess I could have talked about that when we gave the turf report.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just kind of paint they use. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Lake Forest Spartans. Their second series of the game, 6:10 to go. And we have no score. Neither team able to push it into the red zone. High formation for the Spartans. It's going to be a handoff. Oh, it's going to be an option. Bizzle's going to keep it. Big hit on the far side. That looked like number 8, Kane, on the hit. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play.
Really like that play call, Benny. Really like that play call. Force that defense to play responsibility. Don't just pin your ears back and let it go. When they were running that ISO and stuff, that defense is just able to just run downhill.
So they spent half an hour of practice on trap and option.
Yeah.
There. So something they see in the Woodbridge defense.
Here's the other thing they did that time. They went on 2.
Right.
They went on 2. Watch that again. See if they can get that defense to jump.
Pick up a 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 for the Spartans. I formation. Split wide to the left. Slot to the right. Bizzle under center. And that's going to be a gain of maybe 2 on the play.
That was a good belly ride that time, too.
That was number 2, Hardness. Sean, I'll tell you one thing I just did, as you talked about going 2. Bizzle's got to not show himself. He's rising up right before the ball is going to be snapped.
Yeah, you could get a false start penalty there.
Or they pick it up.
True. But if he's simulating getting the snap, it's definitely going to be a false start penalty.
Yeah, basically what he's doing, he's unbending his knees to get ready for the snap. He's starting to show it.
Yep.
I formation, 3rd and 2. Excuse me, for Lake Forest. Option coming to the left side. This is going to keep late pitch.
Great job.
So number 3, Nicholas Lane. They're going to go out of bounds. First down.
So many times you've heard me talk what? Pitch relationship.
Right.
Pitch relationship. That is huge. Excellent pitch relationship that time.
Still had that thing tucked away.
Yeah, giving Woodbridge, Lake Forest their second first down.
So 1st and 10 at the Woodbridge 44-yard line. Lake Forest driving the ball.
Unbalanced.
Yeah, they should live with this in practice too. And it's going to be a handoff to Johnson.
Great job.
He's hit by number
9.
Number 9, Massey.
Yep, on a blitz.
That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for Lake Forest.
Yeah, blitz. You got to pick the blitz up. Now, they had a nice play. Looked like everything was blocked at the point of attack.
There's been a lot of talk this year, Sean, out of Lake Forest about this Isaiah Johnson, a freshman. It was our first chance to see Lake Forest. Actually, we'll get to see him again at the end of the season.
Well, he's an explosive kid, Benny, and he does have a 75-yard touchdown run.
He's got this. I watched some film on this week. He's got great balance.
Yep.
So I formation, and Johnson's going to be out in the slot now. Bizzell rides the fullback well, and he's trying to pull it back out.
Yeah, he was.
That was not a good idea. That's a fumble. Woodbridge football.
There was no whistles.
Mike Brewer, and so I think what happened, we were talking about it.
Yep.
He was behind his running back trying to get the ball back out, and Mike Brewer took it.
Yeah, I obviously a miscommunication in the huddle of who was supposed to get the football or what the actual play was. I guess he thought it was belly, and the other one thought it was belly option.
It's going to be the second turnover of the game.
Both teams with a fumble.
That's going to be 1st and 10 for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. Across midfield, and there's a fake pass.
He's wide open.
Westcott, what a play. I think he dropped it, though.
He did.
He went up and got the short pass.
Well, number 5, Tyre Miller. Tyre Miller. Sorry, Tyre, I didn't mean to mispronounce your name. Did a really good job. He got beat early looking in the backfield. But he recovered really well, got his hand in there and was able to just rip it away.
Brings up a 2nd and 10 for Woodbridge at the Lake Forest 49-yard line. I formation. And it's going to be a hand.
Double dive. Yeah.
It's going to be Massey.
I think he fumbled.
Lake Forest is saying there's a fumble.
I think he fumbled. Lake Forest has the ball.
And they're going to call the runner down. So Massey comes up hurt. He's left off the field. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. Gain of 1 on the play for Massey, and he's struggling to get off the field right now. Thank God they want to lose. He plays on both sides of the ball.
Sorry, Betty, I swallowed a bug.
That's all right. There's plenty of them out here.
I know. Sorry, folks. I don't mean to be coughing on the air.
3rd and 9 for the Blue Raiders. That's going to be a handoff to Kane. Breaks the tackle, gets it across the 45 to about the 44. It's going to bring up a 4th and 5. And knowing Coach here, he's probably going to go for it on this side of the field.
I would pin him deep.
Coach Mann loves to gamble.
Oh, he is.
I don't think he punts on this side of the 50.
He is a riverboat gambler. Saw it last week at the Milford game as well.
4th and we'll call it 4 with the ball at the 43-yard line. For the Blue Raiders, I formation, double tight end, and it's going to be a handoff to Kane up the middle. He's got the first down and more.
That was just a mano-a-mano play. I mean, that's a total 100% run formation. You know, they went double tight and wing. I've never seen them run play action off of that. And that was just a mono. We're getting this, boys, right now.
At the 36. 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. 2:04 to play here in the quarter. No scores yet, Sean, for an update. It must be quiet around the conference right now. That's going to be a gain of maybe 1 on the play. For number 21, Jaquan Massey. Well, if you put this roster in alphabetical order, a ton of Masseys on here, I'll tell you that. A ton of Masseys and Russ.
Yep. Here it is again, double tight wing.
9. It's going to be a toss again to Massey. Cuts it up inside, and he's going to take it down inside to 30 or about the 30. Or it's going to be 3rd down.
Tell you, this is an old school adjustment that you're seeing too by Coach Manlove. Lake Forest running a 4-4 defense, 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers. When you go too tight and a wing, it really balances out that defense, which now you're able to understand who exactly you're supposed to block. And it takes a lot of the blitzing away from a weak side or something that Lake was actually having success with.
3rd and 4 for the Blue Raiders. And off the right side, maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on the play. I call it 2. That was number 3. KJ Mosley. A lot of guys touching the ball here for Woodbridge today.
They've done that a lot this year. In looking at their statistics, they actually have had 6 different guys steadily run the football. And when I say that, I mean with 15 or more carries.
3rd and 2 for the Blue Raiders. 6 seconds to play here in the first quarter. And it's going to be Haynes on the keeper. Tucks it in, goes inside. He's got the first down, and time runs out in the first quarter. Your score, folks. Woodbridge 0, Lake Forest 0. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back with second quarter action.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment. Has all the appetizers, burgers, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings. We are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Welcome to Hooters.
Welcome back, folks, to Greenwood, Delaware, Woodbridge High School. So far, only one update for the Parkway Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. It's Howard 8, Adapont 0. So the undefeated Adapont Tigers fall behind early to the Howard Wildcats. Howard won a state title, 3 years ago?
I believe so.
2 years ago. At Towards your Barkley Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago they won that.
Big upset over St. George's.
Yep.
So Woodbridge on a drive here. 1st and 10 as we start the second quarter.
2 for 2 on 4th down on this drive.
And now they're going to open up a little more of that slot to the left. It's a handoff off the left side. And that's number 3, KJ Mosley. He's got the first down. He rumbles. I believe inside to the 10, inside to the 5.
Nicholas Lane with a touchdown saving tackle from his free safety spot there.
Last week, Sean, I got to use rumbling, bumbling, stumbling as big defensive lineman Brendan Holder scooped and scored last week for the Riders.
Yeah, you texted me that. I was loving it.
Been waiting all year.
I was loving it.
1st and goal for Woodbridge at the 5-yard line. And we're going to have a whistle. And it looks like it's going to be official time. An injured player stepping off the field. 11:39 here in the second quarter. No score. But Woodbridge, 1st and goal at the 5. And it's going to be a handoff again to Mosley. Pushing the pile ahead. That's a touchdown for the home side. Woodbridge.
Tough to say.
Yeah.
Did you eat a bug too?
They got each touchdown to the Raiders. They take the 6-0 lead. Yeah, Sean, as a coach and as a fan of the game, I've always found homecoming to be so many distractions. It takes your team for a senior to get going.
Well, it definitely can. Up and good.
That's still the rest, up and good. We're going to stay right here and talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, as a coach, it can be a big distraction. But
Because it's a week-long event.
Yeah, what I've found over the years though too is there's a lot of emotion in it, and sometimes you can come out and not be focused because you're playing with all that emotion. It's one thing to be emotional when you're playing and playing aggressive, but you can't play emotionally, if that makes any sense.
I understand what you're saying.
And homecoming definitely brings out a lot of emotions for everybody. You want to win that game for your community, for your school, all your friends. Everybody comes out for homecoming.
And some come back.
Oh, yeah.
That's where our cameraman is tonight. Went back to his college.
Yeah, there you go.
Stood us up. What do you think about that?
I mean, I was lucky as a player at Salesianum. We didn't really have homecoming, so we didn't have those things. But as a coach, I know that it's been a big, big distraction.
This kicks it to about the 15-yard line. Where shall we take him by number 9, Chris Allen. And he's going to be tackled out to about the 27-yard line by number 21.
Really good kick coverage. Really good kick coverage that time. Everybody stayed in their lanes. Even when they tried to bounce it to the outside, everyone still squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. There was just nowhere to go. It's a really good job.
For the Lake Forest Spartans. Second quarter action. They trail 7-0. Look at that inverted bone with 2 wings. Single back in the backfield. They will show some option out of this. They're going to show toss. That's a 21. Johnson's got nowhere to go. Brock Keeler wraps him up. Tackle for a loss. You talked about his tackles for a loss this year. Also in on that play, number 54, Josh Benedict.
That's his second tackle for a loss, so now he's up to 11 this year. Just doing a fantastic job. I really love that kid.
Yeah, he was a shadow guy last year behind Vessels and Styles and that group.
Well, Vessels was my favorite for a couple years.
4 years.
I'm telling you, I love that kid. An old school kind of kid.
Played at Wesley. And getting some playing time.
Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to say. And doing a nice job and getting playing time on Saturday afternoons, which, we both felt that he could do that.
2nd and 12 for the Spartans. Woodbridge, they're packing a bunch in the box there, Sean. Vizelle's going to
Great coverage. Great coverage.
Yep. Off by Logan Westcott for the interception. But
he might have been out of bounds.
They're supposed to be saying he's out of bounds.
Yeah, he might have been out of bounds. He did a really good job of going up for it. But that was great coverage all the way down the field. And because it was just great coverage, Westcott was able to just sit back and play center field. That would have been his 3rd pick of the season. He's done a really nice job for them.
Well, Westcott's have been roaming the secondary here. And
That's one of those names you talk about, absolutely. TJ Kane kind of shaking up on the play. Comes off on his own power, though. He needs to get back in there. He does a really nice job for this defense.
3rd and 12 for the Spartans. And ball's on the ground. It's number 10, picks it up. Jujuan Reed. And he's going to be taken down by Keeler. And let's see who else is in on that tackle. Number 9, Keemon Masson.
So the last 2 series, we've seen why they're 2 and 4. You have a fumble, you have miscommunication, which caused the fumble. Now you have another fumble here. It's that lack of focus.
Back deep, 2 men back deep for the Raiders, and he gets an end-over-end low kick off. It's going to be dropped at about the 45, and he runs backwards, loses 5 yards. It's Massey.
Great tackle by number 10.
Made up for the fumble.
Juju Reed. Yeah, he did.
Actually, he basically picked it up because him and the quarterback ran into each other at the mesh point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders at their own 38-yard line.
So last series, Woodbridge goes down, takes advantage of the fumble, puts it in for 6 points. If you're Lake Forest defense right now, you have to stop. This is crucial.
Woodbridge, a little trouble getting lined up. Got a slot here to the bottom of the screen. It's going to be play action out the left side. Haynes steps up, loses the tackle, but he's pulled down by number 55, Blake Thompson. Blake Thompson having a game, Sean.
Yeah, I really like this kid. He's aggressive. He had the death grip on the quarterback that time. What you saw there, folks, was what Milford did to take away the Woodbridge passing game. Just bring pressure. They were able to bring pressure all night last week, and Woodbridge had a tough time getting going. Again, they have guys open in the secondary, but if you don't have time to get it to them, it just takes that away. You become one-dimensional.
Well, it's 2nd and 16 for the Blue Raiders.
Here's your 2 tight in the wing again.
It's going to be a toss to number 21, Massey, and he picks up about 5, maybe 4 or 5 on the play. It's going to bring up a third and long. Well, 3rd and 13.
They've had guys open in the passing game. Where they seem to really.
One was a drop and one, I you could call it a drop. It was right off the fingertips.
Right. I mean, it was a good ball. Where they seem to have struggle in the passing game is on their play-action pass. That's where they were really successful, though, earlier in the year.
Right.
And now teams are just getting after them, not respecting it.
Probably going to see a little more draw and screen out of them.
I would have put a screen in this week, knowing how they were struggling with pass pro.
3-step drop, throws out to Westcott. Westcott has it, cuts it back inside, and he's going to be close to the first
I think
down.
he got it when he laid forward.
And referee was going to go. They're calling it first down.
Yeah,
Woodbridge.
that's their first 3rd down conversion of the day. But notice the difference, Penny, that time? That time it was a straight drop back.
Not so fast.
Everything was, I'm sitting right in front of it.
I thought he pointed.
I'm sitting right in front of it. I think he has it by half a ball. But, drop back passing, the pass pro looks really, really good. They have to get better if they're going to make another tournament run with their play action passing. There you go. He's got it. Half a ball. Hey, I'm 1 for 1 on the day. How about it?
For the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, the old ball coach still got good eyes.
That was all effort by Westcott.
Yeah, it was. Well, when he fell forward, it was like he knew where the sticks were, so he was just going to fall forward to get just enough for the first down. And again, that's their first 3rd down conversion of the game. They are 2 for 2 on 4th down, though.
So 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. That's a handoff to number 3, Mosley. And he breaks a couple tackles, breaks some more, and he gets out across midfield.
What a great whirling dervish of a run. Just spinning and spinning. You have to wrap these guys up. You can't just grab. You have to wrap them up. That's their 6th first down of this half.
1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. They cross midfield. They're at the Lake Forest 42-yard line. And it's going to be keeper by Haynes. Stiff arms and gets it down across the 35. Out of course. Stays in bounds to the 31-yard line.
He's close to
Second
another.
down.
I think he might have
They
it.
got the first down.
Yep.
First down, Blue Raiders.
You have to be disciplined on the backside. That was one of the things that used to always drive me crazy as a defensive coach when I was a young coach, was my DNs not being disciplined on the backside, just trying to run to a football all the time.
And drop back, turns, throws behind number 10, Brewer. And right there, Ellie Harden on the play, breaks it up. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
And he had a guy in his face, unblocked.
And I kind of felt that they have to roll right or turn right and then turn back around left. He's a left-hander.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tricky thing for him to do. And it's,
But you can't
twice they put pressure on him.
You can't run play action pass and have a guy unblocked.
Right.
Coming off the edge.
2nd and 10. And that's going to be a handoff to Kane. And number 55 again, Blake Thompson gets a hold of jersey, pulls him back. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
I think he's got the kung fu grip.
Thompson's playing a heck of a game.
He had a quarterback sack with the kung fu grip. Now a big tackle. Money down right here.
These guys, they're learning how to play defense, Sean, which has been their Achilles heel. And they could be a tough out down the road. They can hurt somebody.
Well, you have to prepare. You can't look and see 2 and 4 and think, oh, well, we got this game. I mean, but the defense has been their Achilles heel. They've given up 193 points going into this game.
Formation, 2 tight ends. Somebody was confused in the backfield. Haynes has to keep it. He gets it down inside the 25-yard line. Leave it to 24. He went to hand off, and there was nobody there. So
I think he turned the wrong way. You know, we were talking about this defense again, giving up 193. Benny, that's more than the Seaford Blue Jays.
Right.
And just 18 points less from a Henlopen Conference worst of 211 by the Indian River Indians.
Got to average that out. Seaford did play week 1. So you got to do an average there. They're playing a 9-game season.
Oh, no. You're not going to give the Blue Jays any credit?
I did.
Come on.
I'm saying,
Come on.
Got to throw that average in there.
3 for 3 possibly on 4th down? It's close.
Yeah, this song is stopped yet.
It's close. I'm not directly across from this one, so I can't.
It's a little bit to our left.
I think he might be short.
So we're about 4th down.
That was 4th
No,
down.
it was 4th down. They're going to measure.
Woodbridge is only 1 for 5 on 3rd down.
But 2 for 2 on 4th down. Maybe 2 for 3
Well,
now.
we'll see. At least the guy who does the down marker is smart enough to switch it to 1st down.
Right. Well,
Either way, it's going to be a
can't
1st
be
down.
wrong.
That's right.
They stretch the chain.
Eesh.
Short.
He is short.
1st down. Lake
That's
Forest.
a-
Turnover on downs.
Huge stop. Huge stop.
You know,
Because if they go up 2 touchdowns, I don't know if he can come back.
in a game like this, with a team like this, you do not want to let Lake Forest hang around.
You know, we talked about the defense being porous. You know, offensively, they do make good in-game adjustments.
Right.
They've scored 128 points this year offensively, but the bulk of those have come in the 2nd quarter. If they can come down here and answer, we might have a little ball game going.
1st and 10 for Lake Forest. Ball on the 20-yard line. And this it's going to be a handoff to Hart, and he cuts it back inside. He's got some running room. Looks like that's about a gain of 5 on the play. Bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Spartans.
And there wasn't much of a hole there. I think he just ran behind his offensive line.
He was coming right, and he just took a little cut, a little step back inside, and found some running room.
And again, that's impressive by the Lake Forest offensive line to get a push like that.
2nd and, we'll call it gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for the Spartans. Second quarter, 7-0, with under 5 minutes to play here in the half. And that's going to be another hand. No, it's going to be a pitch to Johnson. Johnson goes to cut it up, and he's going to pick up about 2 on the play. And there's people diving around like there might be a fumble.
I think Keeler might have punched it out. I was watching him that time. He did a great job of.
And they did.
Yeah.
Turnover, fumble. Johnson puts the ball on the turf. Keeler, another guy, 2 guys we talked about. Keeler and Thomas are playing great defense here tonight.
Yeah. 2 really good linebackers. But Keeler just did an amazing job of just working downhill, coming off blocks, and he took a really good angle to the football. So a lot of times you'll see middle linebackers run up in the alley and not take a good, pursuit angle. And Keeler that time did a really good pursuit angle that time, and I think he punched that ball out.
1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders at the 29-yard line.
Run formation.
Oh, big hit by number 25, Marcellus Griffey. That was number 3, Mosley on the carry. Boy, he got stood up and rocked.
Mm-hmm. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. They have to start throwing out of that run formation, though. I mean, I'm just an old ball coach, but I know when I see that formation, I can sell out defensively.
Coach, he just might want to get another score here off the run game, get in the locker room, and.
Well, sure, you shorten the game.
Things out,
no, I understand.
They just can't get things going right. And they lead 7-0. It's going to be a toss to Kane. Kane's got some running room on the left side, cuts it back in, trucks Kane's back, number 25, Griffey that time. Puts the shoulder down, gets the first down.
He's so shifty with his runs, too. That was a patient run that time. He had blockers in front of him. He didn't run up anybody's back. He did a nice job.
A couple weeks ago, talking to Coach Manlove and Bell and Boston Scott. Boston College Scott was here and said, "Hey, can you just look at him?"
Right.
Because he's only being a junior.
Right.
You just call him down here and talk to him. I just want to look at him.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a stud on film.
He
he's
is
already getting the attention of some big-time college football teams.
And that's great. That's great. A small school like this.
Second man through, it's going to be Kane, and he's going to push ahead, gain about maybe, he's called 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 for the Blue Raiders. 3:20 to play here in the half.
Well, we talked about Lake Forest wanting to control the football and eat up the clock, and this Woodbridge Blue Raider offense today has come out and done a really nice job of that. And they're getting good yardage on first down, which is important.
2nd and 6 for the Blue Raiders. I formation. Brewer wing to the left. And it's going to be another handoff to Kane. Puts his head down, and he's down around the 5-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down.
That hole was huge.
Yes, it was.
That hole was huge.
It looked like there for a second, Sean, that he was looking to go outside and saw the hole and cut it up.
Yeah, I think if he runs towards the pylons, he might score. I mean, you do coach your running backs that time, when they run that play to get their shoulders square and get through the hole, get downhill. But that time, if he hits it to the pylon, he might score.
High formation, Brewer wing to the left. And it's going to be Kane again off the left side. He's going to carry number 76, who I do not have a name for. 76 might be Redmond. It's about the right side. They may have that 2 jersey deal, 2 different numbers.
Yeah, the home and the away. He's the biggest kid out there, so I'm going to say you're right.
He told me he was number 70.
He lied.
I don't see anybody else wearing 70. I don't see anybody else that big.
He lied.
2nd and 2. Kane again off the right side.
I think he's in.
And he is. Touchdown. Woodbridge Blue Raiders. Jamon Kane with the score. There are the cowbells here in Greenwood.
2 touchdowns off of turnovers.
Correct. Must be some quiet pastures around here. Every Friday night.
I'm telling you, they steal all the cowbells,
Every
don't
Friday
they?
night the cows roam free.
I'm telling you. It's only comparison to Middletown.
Yep. It's up and good. Yes, it is. That's 14-0 Woodbridge. Folks, we'll be right back after this timeout with 1:57 to go. Woodbridge 14, Lake Forest 0. Welcome back to Woodbridge, folks. Benny Mitchell here with Sean Brennan. Coming up, halftime stats. That's going to be number 9, Chris Allen. And he's going to be hard to go down. It's going to be tackled by number 5, Corey Hastings. And it's going to be Lake Forest football with 1:44 to go. They're
not overly fast on that kickoff team, but very well coached. Did you see how they just squeezed and squeezed? Excellent.
First and 10 for the Spartans. They trail 14-0. Just a couple years removed from back-to-back conference champs. Southern Division champs. I think they had a couple 12-0 seasons or 10-0 seasons, didn't they?
Well, they graduated a lot from that team.
Flamer and Cornish was huge.
Yep.
Gazelle goes up under center, one back in the backfield. That's Harden. Double slots. And it's going to be a handoff to Harden, and he's got a couple. Gain of 2 on the play. They'll bring up a 2nd and 8. Second and 8 for Lake Forest. 1:10 to play here in the first half. Coming up, halftime stats. We'll have some of the Woodbridge homecoming festivities. I formation, wing to the left. And we're going to have a whistle on the play.
It's been a relatively clean game, though. That was only our 2nd penalty of the game.
Luckily, we've got something to talk about because it's going to be a long halftime. It's a homecoming halftime. So
yep.
Stats from Dave Marvel.
But it'll actually give him time to calculate them.
That's right.
Use old school method.
There you go.
Pen and paper. I love him though. He's one of my buddies.
I sent him an app.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, I guess maybe just the fact of text messaging.
Yeah, that's new to him.
Yeah, because I had a while hearing back, so I wanted him to have plenty of time to learn how to use this app.
Yeah, you didn't give him enough time.
It'd be awesome. I could bring the iPad.
He doesn't even know what an iPad is. Come on now. And you know, the other thing, like, you know how we text message each other every week, and you know we have our production meeting. Yeah, he doesn't send me texts.
Right.
He sends me voicemails, and just gives it to me all the time. You know, I love him to death, though. I tell you, he does a great job. And
you got a leak in your house, he can fix it.
Tell you what, you need anything, that guy's there for you. I love old boxcar is just great.
And he'll be with us. We'll be coming at you with some playoff action when we switch to the MHS Network.
Yep.
And,
powered by 302 Sports.
It is.
Yep.
Back to action, folks, off the Woodbridge timeout.
Coach Bell, get your butt off the field. There you go.
2nd and 13 for Lake Forest. And there's a ready to play whistle. Single back in the backfield is Harden. Johnson goes in motion, and it's going to be counter coming back with number 3, Lane. He's going to be wrapped up and tackled.
Great discipline by that Woodbridge defense. The left tackle and left end stayed home.
And another Woodbridge timeout. Sean, we're going to go ahead and take one with them. 14-0 Woodbridge. We'll be right back.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
Welcome back to the suburbs of Greenwood, Delaware. We're at Woodbridge High School, and it looks like Coach is taking some time out, so hopefully get the ball back and maybe throw one
deep
downfield. Yeah,
get that cheap one.
43 seconds to go here in the half. Lake Forest has the ball, 3rd and 12. High formation, Giselle under center. He's got 2 split ends. He's going to hand it off. Same thing, Sean. Look like he wants to pull it out. And Woodbridge is going to use their last time out. And folks, we're going to take one with them. We'll be right back with the conclusion of the first half. And we're back with Greenwood, Delaware, Woodbridge High School, Henley Open Conference Southern Division action with the Lake Forest Spartans and the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. Woodbridge are defending conference and state champions. And they had a whistle right before the snap.
I didn't see a flag. Did they snap it before?
There was a whistle and then a snap, so I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, on the punt, number 32, Jaden Rivera.
This is the old redo.
And back deep is Kane. Usually they put 2 guys back. They put 1 back this time. And Woodbridge showing like they're coming after it. Gets a high punt. Floats down to about the 35. Kane's a muffet. And there's going to be a scrum for this one. A lot of people pulling at the bottom of that pile. Kane, you could just tell, Sean, he never had that ball in his sight.
I think he lost it right as the ball was coming towards his hands because he pulled the hands away from the ball.
Yeah, he was 2 hands down.
Yeah.
First of all, catch that ball at its highest point.
Yeah.
Don't let it come down to your waist.
No.
And he normally doesn't return punts, but Massey's been out. He's not been back since the injury early in the first quarter. So 1st and 10.
They were lucky because initially,
give Lake Forest a couple plays.
Yeah, and initially they did recover the football, but you know how that is at the bottom of that pile.
Absolutely. I don't even see Richard Massey. Oh, he's standing up now at about the 50-yard line, so he may be coming back in. High formations, double slot, timeout. Lake Forest, and folks, we'll take one with them. We'll be right back as we try to get this first half over.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts.
And I'm Ronnie Burkle from Papa Grande's.
Come visit us at Papa Grande's in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. See you soon.
At Papa Grande's, we serve fresh, authentic Mexican food with specialties like blackened fish tacos and short rib cheesesteak burritos. We have great nightly specials throughout the second season and serve the best happy hour at the coolest bar every day year-round. We are open 7 days a week, all year long.
Papa Grande's overlooking the water in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Hi,
welcome back to Woodbridge High School as Coach Eddie Manlove leaves the huddle. Woodbridge 1st and 10 with 26 seconds to go off the Lake Forest timeout.
And I was just saying to you during the break, I am not running play action pass. I am just going to either run shotgun, which is what it looks like, the old pistol formation, or I'm just straight drop and throw it.
There's out high and out of bounds. Looks like to Westcott, number 2. Number 14, Giselle on the coverage.
Yeah, his wrist cocked up. Did you see that? Get on top of the ball and let her go.
22 seconds to play here in the half. 2nd and 10 for the Blue Raiders.
When that wrist is cocked up, the ball tells the sail on you.
And here comes the 2nd and 10 play.
This is like a half that won't end.
He's back to drop under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Is that number 55 again? Yes, sir, it is. Number 55, Blake Thompson.
Blake having a great game from his defensive tackle spot. There was nowhere to go. I mean, that was a 3-step drop off of shotgun.
Right.
And by the 3rd step, he was in his face.
And Sean, that's the half. Your halftime score. Woodbridge Blue Raiders 14. Lake Forest Spartans 0. We'll be right back with some halftime festivities and some stats.
Solo Concepts is the premier restaurant group in Southern Delaware. We have 8 restaurants from Lewis all the way down to Fenwick. We have a catering company, a food truck, a soda company, a film company, and a management and consulting company. We believe in beautiful, simple food. We like to develop the people we work with, and at the same time we have a little bit of a higher mission, and we're trying to make the world a better place. And we have a group of people that every day wake up and they get after it, and they're all focused on one thing, and they're trying to make a great company, and we're trying to make the Culinary Coast a national focus for the United States as a food destination. I think we've done a really good job of that in the past few years. The daily grind of the restaurant can be very difficult. You're dealing with alcohol, food, and people. Those are 3 highly volatile things. So sometimes it's better to have a little bit of a higher calling, a little bit of a higher purpose, that as a group we're trying to get together, stick together and be about something. And for us, it kind of gets us through the hard seasons and the hard times that we can rely on each other. We have about 150 full-time year-round employees, and then every season we hire, I think this year we hired about 270 people. So we have 270 seasonal people spread out throughout the whole county. And for me, it's great. And some of these people started out as 15-year-old busboys working with us, and now they're lawyers and doctors and business executives throughout the world, and they still come back and they have a relationship with us. So it's been a really nice experience for us that we're so connected to the community, and we can develop people on so many different levels. We want to support the people that we work with. We want all of our employees to have what they need to grow and be professional. And we may open 10 more restaurants. We may open 100 more restaurants. But all we know at the end of the day is we want to stick together, and we have a great group of people, and I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of everybody. This is a really trying year, and it's a testament to the team that Matt put together that we flourished after a tragedy. And the stronger and better we can make Southern Delaware, the better our restaurant group's going to be.
The catering division of Sodell Concepts, where we're doing beautiful, simple foods for you. We can accommodate intimate affairs or larger parties anywhere from 1 to 800. We can go anywhere in a 50-mile radius of our location, be it on the beach, in your home, on a farm, at any venue, including the Indian River Life Saving Station, which you'll see later in our clip. You can choose from a pre-designed, chef-driven menu where we keep only the freshest and most local ingredients in mind, or we can customize a menu to your liking. Plate Catering. I hope you keep us in mind for your next event.
That right there, folks, is your, well, where'd she go? That's our youngest fan in attendance. And we've lost her again. There she is. Enjoying the game. Our youngest fan in attendance here at the Woodbridge Homecoming. And she does not want to be on camera. So, folks, we'll be right back after this commercial with some halftime stats. We have some halftime stats for you.
Watching play on this lake, doing a great job for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders too. We talked about him being the leading tackler, and he's got two big tackles for loss tonight, and showing his face around the ball. I think it was away from us, but I think he did punch the ball out and create a turnover tonight as well. So, Brewer doing a really good job as well, and he get something going.
Our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Barclays Heating and Air. Barclays Heating and Air out of Smyrna, Delaware. Sussex Central 22, Polytech 0. So the Polytech Panthers off to a great 5-1 start. 5 straight wins. Find themselves in a little bit of trouble down at the Castle.
I know going in there personally, when you go into Georgetown, it's a tough place to play. When you're experiencing success like they have this year, it's a little difficult to go into Georgetown and continue that success. Years ago, when I was at Cape, if we beat Central the last game of the year, we're conference champs.
Right.
We lost 28-0.
And looking at Polytech's schedule, I can tell you 7-3, they're not in. They're out. They're
out.
Home. 8-2, they're bubble. Probably not going to make it.
No, they needed to be.
I think they have to go 9-1.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. They had they played Milford. So that's a 4-point win and maybe another point for a bonus. They just don't play enough Division I teams.
So I told you, and I've been talking, me and Trey have been talking about this all year, Dover is going to upset somebody this year.
Right.
Second quarter.
Right.
Smyrna 14.
Right.
Dover 14.
It's second quarter. Come on.
But
it's second quarter. They do a great job at halftime of making adjustments. Will Knight's going to rip one at least 70, 80 yards.
Of course, we don't know what's going on there. Could be. We don't know what's going on. We're out of town. That's why it's the out-of-town scoreboard.
They could be throwing the football a lot, too.
Dover is full of athletes.
They are.
And they're just a dangerous, dangerous team. And I don't know if it's going to be CR. I don't know if it's going to be Smyrna. I don't think it's going to be Smyrna. I don't know if it's going to be Sussex Central or Polytech. They're going to bite somebody here in the last half of the season.
Yep.
And, I can see it coming. And just Dover at 1-5, being 14-14 in the second quarter with Smyrna, surprising.
That's a success. I mean, you try and build on that as a coach when you go back on Monday and watch film.
Let's talk some Henlopen Southern Division action. Delmar 21, Seaford 0. Don't have a time for that. End of the first quarter, and second quarter action. Salesianum 7, William Penn 0.
Told you could throw them records out.
That's right. And here's one of the other big. This is definitely one of the big Division II games of tonight and the weekend. Howard 16-7 over undefeated AI DuPont.
Hot off the presses, Milford 14, Cape Henlopen 7
14-7
at the half.
So
we talked about that, throwing the records out.
yeah, and like I said, it's not a rivalry between the two teams. And there's your homecoming, I guess, king. Is that Michael Brewer? Number 10, Michael Brewer. I think Coach pretty much saying, "Hey, Mike, get your picture, get your cam, get back in here."
Yeah,
we're only up 14-0.
Last week I had to do the Milford homecoming game, and David Bowman won it.
Right.
David, a tailback for the Milford Bucks, and he was our homecoming king, and he received his sash crown, and then had to
carry the rock.
Had a big run to start the third quarter.
Well, let's see if Michael Brewer gets a reception here to start off the third quarter. And do not have a name of our homecoming queen, but we do have her on camera. Well, we'll shortly. Woodbridge homecoming.
Like I said, growing up at Slazeanum, we didn't have a homecoming game. As a coach,
we didn't have a queen.
Could have been a Paddle or Ursuline girl.
Or a mascot.
It could have been a Paddle or Ursuline girl, but we didn't have homecoming. And as a coach, coaching at William Penn and Cape and Milford, and experiencing homecoming, it is a special game.
Sure.
For just so many people, alumni, community, the kids. It's just a special experience, and it's great to see these young kids out here, having a positive impact in their community and school.
All right, folks, we're going to take a commercial timeout. We'll be back with more.
Kitchen in Ocean View, Delaware. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell. Solo Concepts.
And I'm Ronnie Burkle from Papa Grande's.
Come visit us at Papa Grande's in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. See you soon.
At Papa Grande's, we serve fresh, authentic Mexican food with specialties like blackened fish tacos and short rib cheesesteak burritos. We have great nightly specials throughout the second season and serve the best happy hour at the coolest bar every day year-round. We are open 7 days a week, all year long.
Papa Grande's, overlooking the water in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts.
And I'm Ronnie Burkle from Papa Grande's.
Come visit us at Papa Grande's in beautiful Fenwick. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Back to Woodbridge, folks. Woodbridge High School wrapping up homecoming festivities, and the two teams are back on the field. And Sean, you have a few more stats talking penalties and first down.
Penalties, Lake Forest 1 for 5, false start penalty. Woodbridge 1 for 5 as well. First downs, 4 for Lake Forest, 10 for Woodbridge. You want to control the clock, you get first downs. Woodbridge is 2 for 3 on fourth down that continued drives for them. I believe both of those led to the scores that they had. 2 fumbles for Lake Forest, 1 fumble for Woodbridge. Those are 13 and 14 takeaways now for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders on defense. So they're getting after it. The thing that concerns me, though, not a whole lot of passion offensively. Just kind of going through the motions, doing what they have to do to take care of business. Last year we got excited about this team because of the passion that they brought to the game. You wonder if after winning that championship you kind of forgot what got you there.
Right, you're right.
And, things were kind of easy other than the Friends game. Things were kind of easy for them. So I looked for this team to get the passion back if they're going to make a run. Because remember now, they do have one conference loss. Still got to play an excellent Delmar team. 2 losses in the conference with those
7-3 not get you in.
No, those points that we talked about, 7-3 is not getting you in.
Folks, I want to thank some of our sponsors that bring you our Friday night football action. Green Blade Irrigation and Turf Care. They sponsor our Turf Report every Friday night, and some of our Saturdays will be on the air Saturday also. Louis Pizza, home of the grinder. Louis Pizza, 11 Rehoboth Avenue, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. They sponsor our player of the game.
Great cheese fries.
Yes, yeah.
Love my cheese
Great
fries
grinders.
from Louis.
Also, Delaware Self-Defense Academy, Royce Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. You got to see a couple times. Nothing like coming off, having a big tackle, and having Ronnie Weiss choke somebody out on camera. Always good for the for our program. And then Dream Scouting Network. They sponsor our players to watch. The Dream Scouting Network. Shannon Riley, former Glasgow coach, is the representative for Delaware. And Barclays Heating and Air brings you our out-of-town scoreboard. And, of course, this is our Sodell Concepts halftime show brought to you by Sodell Concepts. All of our our South shows, productions are brought to you by Sodell Concepts.
That was tough to get out, wasn't it?
And I'm
a lot of
trying to read
S's
something else at the same time. I can't multitask. And while we're talking about the Barclay Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard, Appoquinimink looking for their 3rd win of the season. We had them earlier in the year. They lead Newark 37-6.
Well, what happened to that team?
Surprise! Oh, Newark! Oh, wow!
Yeah.
I tell you,
I mean, a school full of tradition.
and their offensive coordinator is the former Delaware quarterback coach.
Yeah. I mean,
of course, the name escapes
as soon
me
as
they
Coach
go on.
Simpson retired, like it's just falling off the table.
And
This is amazing.
this surprises me. I
think it's great for high school football, though.
I didn't pick it. This score surprises me. I thought CR won last week because of weather. They lead a tough Sussex Tech team.
Yeah.
15-0 at the half.
Pitching a shutout.
So Dan Candeloro, I think a lot of people.
I think it's great.
I think a lot of people thought his job was on the line.
Yeah.
And he pulls off a big win against Cape last week.
They've responded very well this year.
They're leading Sussex Tech, who I thought was an outside chance at going 7-3 and maybe making the state tournament. That game is in Georgetown, by the way, Sean.
Yeah.
They're winning back-to-back games
on the road.
On the road. Shout out to the Riders and Dan Candeloro as he's trying to get his team to 4-3.
It's good though to see high school sticking with their coaches when they struggle early in their career.
Yeah, I used to believe in the 3-year plan, and then I started thinking this is a 5-year plan as we kick off the second half. And that's going to be taken by number 9, Chris Allen. He's got some running room down the right side. He's going to get it across to about the 45, where they're going to take over 1st and 10. But anyway, Sean, back to my thoughts on coaching. This is a 5-year playing game now. You can't bring a guy in and tell him to turn around a program in 3 years without even giving him a chance to coach his freshmen and seniors.
Absolutely. And, it takes time to build things when you're trying to change a culture. You're trying to get athletes. I mean, they were losing athletes to some of the tech schools, too, and things. Dover and Polytech and stuff. So it takes time to build a program. It's not like you can go out and recruit kids.
And you're coming off of a legend like Schoenwolf who won a state title.
Right.
1st and 10 for the Spartans.
There's another movement.
A little bit of movement.
Yep. They tried to go on 2 that time, and Lake wasn't ready for it. That's their second penalty.
You're following a Mike Schoenwolf who, before Smyrna, had won the last state title for a downstate team in Division I.
Well, again, it's not like, we're weak at linebacker. Let's go out and recruit 2 linebackers to come fill it in. You can only recruit what's in your hallway, and if
somebody shows up, they show up.
Right, and it makes difficult coaching football sometimes.
Well, they have Sussex Central left, Dover, and I believe Brandywine, who we're going to have next week. We're going to have the Caesar Rodney homecoming, and they could very well be looking at 6-4, 7-3.
Right,
coming off 1-8.
This penalty was on Woodbridge,
and it was a big one.
15-yarder. I didn't see anything. Did you?
No.
I saw the guard move. That I saw.
So 1st and 10 at the Woodbridge 45 now, and waiting for the ready to play whistle.
So that's a 5th first down.
Right.
Won by penalty.
And we haven't even run a play yet.
Nope.
And that's going to be a handoff to Harden. He's got some running room carries. Brock Keeler with him. He gets about 5 yards. Wheeler wrapped him up about 1 yard deep and he just pulled him to the ground.
Well, that really gets you going.
5.
You can get 5 yards on first down. See if they don't come back to some option.
So we talked about how Woodbridge just doesn't seem in it at the half. And the fans are there.
Yeah, it's quiet here.
Cowbell every now and again.
Yeah.
It's just strange.
I mean, last year this place was rocking.
Rocking, yes.
Like literally in the press box, rocking.
2nd and 5 for the Spartans at the Woodbridge 40. And it's going to be another handoff to Harden. Looks like he's going to get about 2 or 3 on the play. Give it a gain of 3. So I'm bring up a 3rd and 2. And I like the way this kid runs. He was a quarterback early last year. Switched him to running back, and he's responded well for the Spartans.
He runs really hard. He runs behind his pads. He does a really nice job for them. Again, it's just mistakes have put them behind in this game. They've had some success. This is where they have it. They are 0 for on 3rd down, folks. And if they're going to get back into this ball game, this is the big play right here.
Got a man wide to the left. It's going to be a handoff to Harden. He's got the first down and more. And the tackle's going to be made Westcott, and the Woodbridge Blue Raiders pull him to the ground, get the whistle. It's going to bring first down.
Well, there you go. The big down moves the sticks. If they can come out of the locker room here and answer, 14-7.
Yeah, a big score right now. A score right now would be huge.
Yeah. And they have really quieted the stadium.
Yeah, they have. 10-12. Maybe everybody's at the concession stand from all the homecoming festivities.
That line does look pretty long.
It does. 1st and 10. I formation. Handoff to Harden. Or excuse me, that's Johnson. And tripped up at the line of scrimmage by Brewer. He's going to pick up 3 on the play, bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Spartans.
That was good effort by Brewer that time because he got blocked initially and he fell to the ground off the block. But he kept his eyes up. So he was able to just grab and he kind of used his shoulder pad a little bit too to trip him up.
Homecoming kid's got to make that play.
I guess it's good to be king.
That's right.
There you go.
Always good to be king.
There you go.
2nd and 7. Slot to the right. It's going to be a handoff to Harden, and he's got nowhere to go. Hit at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play. Number 54 in on the tackle, Josh Benedict, and 44, Brock Keeler. I tell you what, we are calling Keeler's name a lot tonight.
Yeah. Bizzle has to be really careful with how. Do you see where he put the ball on the hip?
Yeah.
And he needs to really make sure it's secure.
I don't know if it's quarterback uncertainty or running back uncertainty, but I'm seeing a sense of uncertainty on whether we're riding or we're handing off. And it's going to be a handoff. Oh, it's going to be an option to 3. Nicholas Lane, and nowhere to go. It's going to bring up a 4th and 5. And updated score out of Milford. The Buccaneers take a 21-7 lead over Cape.
David Bowman setting the touchdown record for our school at Milford High School.
And we're going to have a timeout by Lake Forest. So, folks, we'll go ahead and take one with them. We'll be right back with more 302 Friday night Henley Conference football.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
And welcome back to Greenwood, folks. Benny Mitchell, Sean Brennan here.
Big 4th down.
4th down and 5 for the Lake Forest Spartans. I formation, wing left. Split that to the left.
Ooh,
And
they got
it's gonna be
away.
a pop pass. It's going to be incomplete.
They got away with a false start there.
Right.
Fullback got a little excited that time.
So turnover on downs, and Woodbridge takes over. 1st and 10. And here it is. Our 302 Sports Henlopen Conference trivia question.
All right, here we go.
Prior to 1970, 2 Henlopen Conference member schools shared the same mascot. What schools and what was the mascot? Prior to 1970, prior to consolidation.
Brother, that's like before I was born. All right, you got to give me some time now. The Aflac question gets a while. Hey, just call the play.
That's going to be a handoff to number 3, Mosley. Breaks some tackles, takes it out across the 35-yard line. 1st down, Blue Raiders.
That's a tough question. You dug deep on that one.
Actually, I knew it. I knew it by accident.
You lie.
I knew it because I saw a license plate, and I'll explain it to you in a minute.
You looked it up on Wikipedia.
I did not look it up on Wikipedia.
Man, you stumped the gator. I'm going to be mad. I got to think a minute.
I can tell you how I can prove. That's going to be a handoff to Brewer. You talked about last week with Bowman. Now Brewer going around the left end. The homecoming king cuts it back.
There you go.
The field.
There you go.
And
See?
drives it down to the 40.
It's good to be king, right?
Yes.
Now we got a late flag. Late flag. It's good to be king.
Face mask.
Do I got to give the schools or just the mascot?
Schools and the mascot. And that answer is going to be coming up after this next play.
All right, so I get one more play.
One more play. Otherwise, I forget. My ADD kicks in.
ADD and old age.
That's right.
Not a good mixture.
So add 15 on for Brewer. That's going to be 1st and 10 at the Lake Forest 25-yard line. And Power Eye coming out here with the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. And he's going to drop back. He's got Westcott wide open. Touchdown, Dave Westcott. And that's what you wanted to see, Sean.
There it is. Little play action pass right out of that formation. And everybody was looking in the backfield. Westcott wide open. I told you it was there.
He could have caught that in his back pocket.
Yeah.
He was wide open.
He kind of had to wait for the ball to come down.
He's got great hands anyways.
All right, so give me the answer.
All
You
right.
stumped me this
All right,
week.
hold on. Let's get this extra point first.
All right. You said to play, so now I'm excited. I need to know the answer.
Good snap. Down, it's up. It's good. Woodbridge takes a 21-0 lead.
Are you going to make me wait till after the commercial
We're not
break?
even gonna take it. We'll stay right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have stumped
You did.
the Gator.
First time all year.
Prior to 1972, Henlopen Conference member schools shared the same mascot. What schools and what mascot? It was the Millsboro High School Blue Devils and the Felton High School Green Devils.
And neither.
It was the Devil. And now to prove that I didn't look this up on Wikipedia, I grew up in Millsboro. So I knew they were the Blue Devils.
Yeah.
And I'm riding through Kent County one day, and I see this weird-looking license plate, and it's an old Felton High School.
Wow.
And a little guy with a pitchfork said Green Devils underneath it.
Wow.
And I said, you know, with this information, I could
That's
stump
unfair because
Gator.
that's unfair because neither one are high schools right now. That's just
That's
like
the thing.
that was poorly written.
No, that
I
was
think
great.
as an educator, I'm telling you that question was poorly written.
You're a driver's ed teacher. Stop it.
For an English teacher,
Right.
though.
And there's the kick by Willie, and we have picks it up at about the 15. That's number 9, Chris Allen. He's going to take it across the 20 to 35 to about the 36, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for Lake Forest. And can't wait till week 10, Sean, when we do our
The rivalry game.
rivalry game.
Battle of the Bell.
Yeah, we'll be doing Battle of the Bell, but it's my favorite time of year because it's like Christmas. I get to talk about all the rivalries.
Yeah.
Because those rivalries are now gone in the
Yep.
draft. There really isn't the rivalry anymore like we used to have, with consolidation and, more importantly, the
Well, I don't know. Town's still shut down, though, for some of these games, though.
yeah, but I think the inception of the charter schools, and the private schools are already there, the charters and the magnets and all that has really changed the the atmosphere in Newcastle County. You still have
The William Penn Sally's still big.
Sally's Middletown.
But
the old Christiana Newark that used to be played on Thanksgiving Day.
Sure.
That was a huge one.
Yep.
Concord Brandywine. Conrad Dickinson. Heck, Dickinson had to drop their program.
Yeah.
So a lot of things have changed. But the towns are still, even with Sussex Tech and Polytech, just the local schools still have their big rivalries.
Well, I think, as ball coaches, we need to look into, because you look across the state, numbers of kids playing football these days seem to be going down.
Right.
When you look at these rosters, poor Dickinson couldn't field a team.
Right.
There just wasn't enough kids. Lake Forest used to have a big team. They're small. Milford used to have a big team. There's not a whole lot of kids there.
1st and 10 for the Spartans. Delay handoff there to Johnson. I'm sorry, correct that. Harden. He picks up a couple on the play. Give him 2 on the play. Pick up a 2nd and 8. But yeah, we still get to do the downstate rivalry games. So we had one already.
We did one already.
The Battle of Georgetown. And then we have the Battle of the Bell coming up. Last week of the season. Outside chance we may be catching. They're moving a lot of those Friday night games of that week to Thursday because there's an in-service.
That's what I heard.
Outside chance.
And I'll tell you what, that is tough to play a game when the kids aren't in school.
Sure.
And have them come in and be focused.
Be on time.
Yeah. But just the whole thing.
Right. Call it 2nd and 7.
Here's an all-out blitz.
And Bizzle's back down the sideline. He overthrows the receiver. In and out of the hands of number 21. Jaquan Massey. Jaquan Massey looked like he was the one breaking open on the.
Well, Jaden Rivera gave up on the route. He was starting to pull away and get open, and then he just kind of gave up on the route. Like he's not going to get it to me. So, he needs to give a little bit of effort there because he's open.
Right.
He's open, and it was a good ball. Now you're stuck in 3rd down again, and 3rd and long.
So 3rd and 7.
And that was the right play call because Woodbridge had no one in the middle of the field. They were playing man up, and they were coming after it.
Split to both sides with a slot on the far side of the screen. Gazelle under center, motion with Johnson, and it's going to be a little counter action coming back with number 3, Lane, and he's going to lose yardage on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and 8, and some rattling the cowbells here as the Woodbridge fans starting to come to life a little bit.
It's still pretty quiet.
Yeah, I'm amazed by how quiet it is.
Yep. Well, enthusiasm is contagious.
Well, and last year it was the dream season, and this year they've captured the dream, and
sure,
well,
when it's your first one,
right?
Absolutely. But they have enough talent out here to compete.
Yes, they do.
I would like to see a little.
Westcott back this time.
A little passion
to receive the punt, and gets the kick off. Pressure by Brewer, high end over end, and it's going to take a Woodbridge bounce. Then it takes a Lake Forest bounce. And that's going to be down by number 9, Chris Allen. And
Jr.
It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 30 or 29-yard line for the Blue Raiders.
This Woodbridge team's going to be good for a couple years, too. There's a good balance in here with some senior leadership, but there's a lot of good young players in this program as well.
Their junior class is very talented.
And I believe JV's undefeated, is that right?
Talking Woodbridge?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And I think the younger kids in middle school were undefeated. So
I think they lost the game.
Oh, did they finally lose one?
Oh, off and running. That's number 21. Jaquan Massey down the sideline, steps out of the tackle, and he's in for a touchdown.
So that's the prime example of Woodbridge just kind of wearing down that defense. They're just, you can see body language right now.
Nice job stepping out of one tackle.
They did. And that's that example that we talked about with these running backs that at each moment you can feel a big run about to happen.
Right. Jaquan Massey with the run. They go 27-0. And Willie has the kick up, and it's good. Woodbridge leads 28-0 with 5:24 to play here in the third quarter. And folks, we'll be right back after this timeout.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
And welcome back to Greenwood, folks. Our Barkley Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. Update in Milford, the Cape and Lublin Vikings, they creep a little closer, 21-14.
Short kick.
Bobbles it. Johnson, he's wrapped up on number 11, Trey Haynes.
Well, Lake Forest had 2 good kick returns the last 2 times they kicked it deep. The adjustment this time, kicking in a different zone. But you're
Still 15-0, Caesar Rodney over Sussex Tech in the third quarter.
Slasianum 13.
Now up 13-0 on William Penn. That's your Barkley Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. Again, Sean, just totally impressed with Caesar Rodney. I mean, this is a team I thought would be lucky to go 500 this year with the schedule. They got off a couple early wins, and now they're playing well on the back half of the season.
Yeah, well, they
didn't let the loss to Polytech bother them.
No. They just kept moving forward.
High formation. And it's going to be option here. Bizzle keeps it, wrapped up at 8. Keeler and number 5, Corey Hastings, stays in bounds. Clock keeps running. And the other thing I like about Keeler is he gets in on a tackle, he gets up and makes sure he pats each other guy on the head.
Yeah.
You know, he congratulates his players.
He's a special kid, and he's all about his team.
Right.
It's not about him, it's about his team. How huge, though, Benny, were those 2 fumbles?
Right. It's,
You know, it just really took this offense. Because they looked really good, running option early and things like that. They have really struggled since. Now it's 2nd and long.
Somebody down at the Castle can get us an update on the Sussex Central Polytech score. Last we had was 22-0 Sussex Central in the first half. Get up on Twitter. Oh, there's a fumble. It's on the ground, but it's going to be recovered by Lake Forest. Big number 50 on the recovery. That's Seth Fleming. He's a wrestler.
You had to get the wrestling plug in.
They're out there, brother.
They're
out
are.
there.
They're everywhere.
His father, Scott Fleming, is one of the assistant coaches, former wrestling coach. And you know who the grandfather is?
No.
Jim Fleming, former coach of Lake Forest High School. Where the 4-4 comes from. He ran the 4-4 religiously.
Wow.
When he was at Lake Forest. And Freddie Johnson, I'm not sure if he was a Jim Fleming product or not.
Okay.
He was quite a bit of time after that. And, of course, you know, cousin to your field hockey coach.
Yep. Whose brother also wrestles and coached wrestling.
That's correct. 2nd and 12, or 3rd and 12, and there's a little screen to Hart, and he's hit.
Fumble.
And
That ball was out.
Picked up by Brewer. And Brewer race down the sideline. Touchdown for the Blue Raiders.
That was the old pop him up and the next guy comes and strips it out.
Ocho's in there reaching for it. Kane wanted the ball.
There he was. The Ocho. I forgot about that. That was all last year, man.
Right.
He just wanted to be called the Ocho.
Right. Touchdown, Blue Raiders. They go up 34-0 here in the third quarter with 3:15 to go. And, you know, Sean, that's how you change games. You know, they've been doing it all game. They've been forcing the fumble. And
they've done it all year.
Right?
I mean, they had 16 coming into this game. They just add 3 more, and you're up to 19, and it's only week 7.
Rust on for the extra point. Westcott will be the holder. Good snap, good hold. It's up. That's good. 35-0. That means, Sean, we got a running clock.
And 21 points off a turnover.
Right, and we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back with more Penn Lippin Conference Friday night game of the week.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
And welcome back to Greenwood, folks. Woodbridge High School, third quarter action with 2:33 to go. It's Woodbridge, 35-0. That's going to be taken by number 12, Chiron Salandi. Tackle made by number 17, Tejan Hammond. So approaching 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Woodbridge gets it to the running clock, which oftentimes means we get out of here early.
Get to go home.
Lake Forest, 1st and 10.
Snuggle with my dog Bandit.
At the 32-yard line.
It's tough to snuggle with the cats that you have at home, though, isn't it?
You got a dog named Bandit?
Bandit.
Not Gator?
No. Bandit was my favorite.
Not Gator Pup?
No. There's a Gator reference. So, Bandit is my favorite Steve Spurrier formation.
Oh, I gotcha.
So, there's your Gator reference. Okay, so Bandit Boy.
I gotcha.
Or the Bandito, we would say. Yep.
Oh, we'll have plenty of cats tonight.
I bet.
You know, our cameraman ditched us tonight.
Yeah.
To go to his McDaniel homecoming.
So you'll have those
His
cats too. Oh Lord.
It'll be cat crazy, folks.
Wow.
Yeah, he's back over there in Westminster, Maryland, and he's over there to see his good friend Avante Drummond get awarded to the Hall of Champions for his 2 Centennial Conference championships.
Good for Avante.
And Avante will be helping me out with the Hennepin Hammers Wrestling Club this year.
That's awesome.
Looking forward to having him.
Great young man. I had opportunity to coach him in wrestling at Milford. Just super kid. You know what he likes to do on the side, though?
Fish and hunt.
I'll tell you what. He can fish, too.
Got you a great Avante Drummond story.
Yeah. Love Avante.
Trey tells us Avante's coming over to the house. And, all right, when's he going to be here? So, he's going to be here. Comes in our room and says, Avante wants to know if he can put the bullfrog legs in the freezer. Which my wife said, absolutely not. You're not putting any bullfrog legs in my freezer.
They're good eating. Tastes like chicken.
2nd and 6. Then just eat chicken. And that's going to be Ellie Harden on the carry. He's going to pick up about 2. Tackle made by Brock Healer.
I had to tell you who eats bullfrog legs. Old Coach Marvel out there doing the stats. He eats them. Yeah, man.
I don't think Avante eats anything that he buys. I think he kills it.
You know, he caught a gator.
He tried to. I was there for that down in Florida.
Yeah.
A gator almost caught him.
Yeah.
Him
scared to death.
And Dan Rigby.
That's right.
Throwing those orange peanuts out in the water, and the gator wasn't very happy about it.
No, he was not.
They come back to the hotel. We were down to Disney World.
That's right. He was scared to death.
Pitch. We got a new quarterback in. That's number 12, Chiron Salandi.
He was part of the quarterback competition in the beginning of the season, this preseason. He's an athlete.
Yeah.
They were going to try and get him the ball a little bit more in the passing game.
Just a junior, so he'll be taking over for Bizzle next year. So I guess tonight down 35-0. It's time to see what he's got as the clock's going to run out on the third quarter. And folks, that's the end of 3 quarters. Your score: Woodbridge Blue Raiders 35, Lake Forest Spartans 0. We'll be right back after this timeout. Welcome back to Greenwood, folks. Fourth quarter action. And as soon as we get the ready to play whistle, we'll have a running clock here.
Good discipline that time. Everybody stayed home.
So Lakeport's starting to get some of the subs onto the field.
We're starting to see Woodbridge do the same, which is
thing.
nice. Because off comes Keeler now. Keeler had a big day.
Yes, he did. Outstanding game. Number 44, Brock Keeler. Like I said, he has quietly amassed a career here.
He has.
At Woodbridge.
Nice sized young man, too.
Yeah, I was down on the field before the game and walked up next to him. And he's about my height. He's about 5'11", 6 foot.
Yeah, they haven't listed 6 foot, 195. Good sized kid, and he can run.
In the quarterback now, Trey Haynes. And that's going to be number 17 on the carry, Tajon Hammond. He's going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards.
You know, when I was preparing for this game today, you know, looking at statistics for Woodbridge, they got 3 guys that average over 6 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And then Haynes averages 10 yards a carry. I mean, that's really good balance, dude. You know?
Early in the season, he was throwing the ball well. They're not throwing the ball. They just had the touchdown pass down here, but there's a kink in their throwing game right now.
Well, I just see the pass pro being an issue on play-action pass.
That's number 30 on the carry. Kyrez Cannon, flag on the play. Probably going to be a hold as it's thrown down there in that old holding area.
You know, Betty, and when you're running the football as successful as they are, and you go and you run your play-action pass, you got to make sure that you have everything blocked up because teams are blitzing on you all the time to stop that run. They're selling out to stop the run. So if your pass pro isn't right, it causes too much pressure. You can't get it off.
There's going to be a hold on
Woodbridge. Yep.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and long for the Blue Raiders. As now we got to start doing some work and finding these new numbers on the roster. Woodbridge is going to go to 6-1.
And Lake, 2-5, right?
2-5. There we go, 2nd and call it 14 for the Blue Raiders. They lead 35-0. We're under a running clock. Under 9 minutes to go in the game. Power I pitch to number 17, Tajon Hammond. Hammond's got some running room, gets it back down near the inside the 40 to at the 36-yard line. This kid, he's a junior. He's slapped together too.
Yeah. Another patient runner. It's like they have a whole stable full of these same style type kids, you know.
And these guys are behind juniors, so you're probably gonna see them start moving to some receiver positions and defensive positions next year. I mean, Woodbridge, skill position-wise, man, they got a lot of talent.
Well, and you knew that going into the season. The big question was losing that line defensively and offensively.
Number 30, Cannon on the carry.
How were they going to be able to respond? And so far, I mean, my biggest knock was just
Sean, it looks like they're going to need these guys because Massey is in a boot on the sideline. So he went out in the first quarter. Yeah, I imagine probably X-rays and MRIs this week. And he had a really hard time getting off the field. That was more than just a twisted ankle. So he came back in after the half. He's in a boot stand.
Well, as much as you miss him offensively, you're going to miss him defensively too. And he does a great job. And he has 2 picks on the year as well.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a huge loss defensively as well.
You hope that at worst is a high ankle sprain and get him back to the tournament. You get yourselves in. I think offensively, he's a great running back. We're seeing a lot of guys that can run the ball for them.
Sure.
So you may not miss him as much.
Yeah.
But I think, you're right defensively in that defensive back position.
That's where you miss him the most. Absolutely.
Toss to Hammond. He's got some running room off the right side and takes down inside the 35. That's going to bring up 4th down.
How about Big 79, Dave Friedel?
Brett Jr., 6'3", 310.
He is a big boy. He can move a little bit.
Yeah.
I watched him there. Did a good job.
On the punt, Gabe Westcott. I believe this is the second punt of the game?
Yes.
For the Blue Raiders. .6:31 to go here in the game. Woodbridge leads 35-0. Hopefully we get some updates here. Last we heard, fourth quarter, 21-14, Milford over Cape.
Still 21-14. I just got a text.
Well, that was a turnover down, Shaw. That's L. Harden on the carry.
Oh, no.
Whistle dead as Westcott races to the end zone. Yeah, a lot of the names we're calling here for the Blue Raiders are all juniors.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Like, they are well on their way to have a little dynasty going.
Right.
You know,
little hiccup last week, but that, like we said, that could very well be a semifinal rematch, first round rematch, and it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season.
You know, here's the thing. Would you? Oh no.
Ball on the ground and whistle dead.
Well, there was false start penalty on the slot receiver.
But
would you rather lose in week 6?
Exactly.
Or in the state championship game?
Well, yeah, you only have to go undefeated in the tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what is important.
You know, softball wise, we started our season 4-4 last year. And then we, went on to win 14 in a row.
Under 5 minutes to go here in the game. Salandi brings the play in from the sidelines.
So I know for me as a coach, I was always, preaching to my kids about we're going to play our best game on the last game.
Right. Peak at the right time. Right?
Absolutely. That last game being the state championship.
Trips to the right here. Salandi's going to roll out. And he's got a man open over the middle. Oh, in and out of the hands of number 81.
Really nice.
Janae Sample.
Really nice pass.
Yeah, that was a good ball.
Salandi gave a good air and everything. You got to make that catch.
Backside receiver coming across, and he had a step. And he's a big body. Only a junior.
Well, the corner gave him inside release, thinking he had help over the top, and Sample just ran right by everybody, and you got to make that catch.
Right. Clock winds down here late. Yeah, this game this game was not 35-0. It just got away from.
Yeah, it just got away from Lake Forest with the turnovers.
That's the freshman on the carry, number 21 Johnson, maybe a yard on the play, and Woodbridge, even these JV second string guys, they're doing a good job setting the edge and stretching it out.
Getting after it. 4th down.
I think we're getting some updates over there.
Here we are. Barkley out of town scoreboard. You ready?
Getting ready to come up.
Are you ready? Middletown 20.
That's a big game.
Upper Darby 7.
That's a big game.
Huge game.
Yeah.
Huge game.
Mr. Barkley hitting in there out of town scoreboard as we got a whistle on the play.
Howard 28, AI 7.
That's Howard upsetting the Flight B rankings there.
And here I was, I gave him the kiss of death because here wasn't I talking about how good AI was this year?
Right. We both were.
We kissed him to death. Yeah, no.
They're probably going to get an email. Don't talk
about us anymore. We want to stay under the radar.
Dear Sean and Benny.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Do not talk about us.
For real.
Oh, low snap. Picks it up. Gets it off. Good job by Salandi. And he has number 11, Trey Haynes, backing up. And now he's got some blockers in front of him. He's got one guy to beat, and that's the punter. Salandi's going to run it down. Oh, he steps out of bounds. What a return. But more importantly, what a play by Solani.
Yeah, what an effort.
A touchdown.
Because it's 35-0. He could have just gave up on it. And he didn't. And he showed competitive spirit, tenacity, and he took a good angle. Right. That was the key. He took a good angle.
Good angle and picked up some steps there at the end.
Yeah.
So, folks, with under 2 minutes to go, we'll have our Sodal Concepts post-game show where we are going to...
We got to think of a player, too.
There's a couple guys that can...
I know who my guy is.
I have one in mind. But we'll let it wind down and let the suspense build for our folks. We want them to hang around for the post-game show.
I think we're going to debate. That's what it is. I bet you my guy ain't your guy.
I don't know. Might be surprised.
Okay. We'll see.
Approaching a minute to play. And Woodbridge is going to go to the huddle. Probably take a couple knees here, and that's going to be a wrap. The band's just now starting to...
Yeah, I know.
Where have they been all night?
They were quiet the whole second half. I think the line at the concession stand was really long. Yeah.
And they're taking a knee. And that's going to be the last one they need to take as the clock's going to wind down under 30 seconds.
Cape tied it up.
21-21 fourth quarter. We said possible trap game.
Yeah, absolutely. Rivalry game.
And the Blue Raiders are going to take a knee one more time. And that's going to be it as the clock winds down under 10 seconds. The Woodbridge Blue Raiders, they move to 6-1 with a 35-0 victory over the Lake Forest Spartans. And folks, we're going to take a timeout, come back with some stats, and our Louis Pizza player of the game.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodal Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare and a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach and Lewis, Delaware. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodal Concepts.
And welcome back, folks, to the Sodal Concepts post-game show with Benny Mitchell and Sean Brennan. And Sean, defensive game tonight.
That score, 35-0.
Well, and that score, everything, all the scores tonight came off of defense.
Yeah, 21 points came off of turnovers that were generated by the defense.
Let's talk first about the stats. Woodbridge rolled up 249 yards of total offense. 44 in the air, 205 rushing. Lake Forest, 64 yards, and all of it on the ground.
They just couldn't get anything going offensively at all.
Kane, 12 carries, 62 yards, touchdown.
Mosley. Lake had 1 third down conversion all day, too.
Right, Mosley, 6 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Jaquan Massey, 4 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown. 2 catches for Westcott, and he gets a touchdown. But, Sean, I think when we start talking player of the game, definitely has to be a defensive guy. Tonight's Louis Pizza player of the game, Brock Keeler, number 44, the linebacker, all over the field.
All day. He was everywhere. He set the tone right from the get-go, creating a big turnover on that first series, and then, he really set the tone for the defense. And it was a defensive game, and I just love the kid. I love what he brings to the table every day. Talking to Coach Bell, he works hard every day. He's everything you want in a middle linebacker. Great job tonight. Just a real honor to watch him play.
Congratulations, Brock Keeler, the Louis Pizza player of the game. Sean, next week, you won't be there. You'll be away for the Caesar Rodney Brandywine game, correct?
I think I can make it.
Okay, well, no, you'll be with me then. I'll have Sean Brennan in the box with me next week.
Oh, no. Next week is the Liberty Temple game. Yes,
so
I'll be at field hockey.
I'll be at
Sorry.
Rodney for the homecoming for
Sorry,
the Riders.
folks.
Rider Pride Week. And, folks, that's going to be a wrap for Chris Mitchell and Dave Marvel. Nick Halliday producing. For Sean Brennan, I'm Benny Mitchell. Have a good night. Join us tomorrow, Indian River and Laurel kicking off at 1 o'clock for the Laurel homecoming. Have a good night.